Welcome everyone to our 11th symposium. Again, today we're presenting Legacy for Future Generations. And we have Dr. Mogana will be doing his presentation. Dr. Mogana, are you here? Dr. Mogana Flomo?
I'm asking right now to unmute the microphone.
Hello.
There.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. So the floor
Thank
is
you very
yours,
much.
Dr. Mogana. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly recognize all of our hardworking team at AIU, Dr. Lambert and the rest of the team for this great undertaking. Please allow me to stand on all existing protocols, all protocols observed. I'm happy to be a part of this very important occasion. I'm pleased to be able to share some information about my legacy. So my name is Mogana Flomo Jr. I am the first of 7 children from my parents, born February 13, 1976. I'm married with 4 girls. I don't have a boy. So I have Naomi, Mogata, Mogana, Lynn, and Monawe. Currently, 3 of my girls are in other countries in search of education. My both parents are Christians from the Assembly of God Church. The photo you see here is my father. He's Professor Mogana S. Flomo Sr. He's a physically disabled person. That lets you know that I am a son of a physically disabled person. In Africa, for physically disabled people to succeed is very difficult. But God being there, my father was very strong and committed because he became disabled at age 13. In Africa, it's not an easy thing at that age to grow and then be able to become someone. So if you see, here is a book that he wrote called From Dust to Permanence. And this book is available on Amazon for anyone who may want to read, and you get to know the story of my father. So the very beautiful lady you see here is my mother. And she's a very strong woman who stood by our father, a disabled person, to bring us up and to make us to be who we are. So, like I said, I've already told you that my father is the writer of the book From Dust to Permanence, available on Amazon. And I want to talk a bit about their impact. You know, just the last presentation, I heard someone saying, you cannot take people to where you have not been. So where we have worked, people brought us there, and my parents were key in this. So they taught me and my siblings, first, to be happy with what we have. We learn to give support to our community, and we learn to respect the values and norms of society. And this has really helped us a lot. So at age 15, I started volunteering to teach. I started as a choir teacher, and I taught different choirs from different churches in Liberia. And then later on, you know, my country went through 14 years of civil crisis. I'm from Liberia. And so I spent 5 of those years in the neighboring country called Guinea. So in Guinea, I also worked there teaching choirs. And I tutored a lot of different choir groups, and that's how I started my services to community. At age 21, I started teaching. I taught in different schools, but at that level, I had a dream of becoming a medical doctor. I never thought I would have become a teacher for life. My plan was to go to medical school and become a medical doctor, but that didn't work. God has his own plans for each and every one of us. So God redirected the plan and said, look, you are going to remain a teacher. So I'm proud that I'm a teacher. So at age 21, I started teaching in the classroom. I am 45 now. That means for 24 years, I've been in the classroom. Good for me, because I spent some time in Guinea, I'm able to teach some courses, both in French and in English, because I learned French while I was in Guinea. In fact, I did my seminary in Guinea. So I used that time to study French so that I could be able to use it for other things. In 2001, my family and I decided to establish a school. That was during the war. We had just returned from exile. We have returned to Liberia, and children were out of school. There were no schools around, and we decided as a family to start a school to be able to provide opportunity for kids and young people in Banga. Banga is in central Liberia. So in 2001, we started a school and we provided free and quality education to more than 5,000 students from 2001 to 2008. And in 2008, we turned the school over to the government of Liberia. Today, that school is running and it's called the Chief Compound Public School. It's running as a government school where students are still going to school and preparing themselves for the future. I still see that the desire to become a humanitarian grew in me more and more. So in 2005, I saw the industry, the music industry in Liberia was challenging. That is, people had to leave Liberia to go to other countries to do recording, to produce their songs. At that time, we never had a lot of modern studios around. So I came from nowhere and started a studio, a recording studio in 2005. And through that studio, I was able to touch and improve the lives of several young persons. Today, a lot of them have good economic statuses. A lot of them are doing different things and also contributing to society. But we have, most of them, their songs are national. Some of their songs are on the internet and people listen to them worldwide. I produced a lot of them from 2005 to 2018. That is 13 years I was actively involved with producing music and producing young people. While at the same time I have been in the classroom teaching, I was also actively involved with music production. So the links you see here are a few of the links of works that I did that you can find on YouTube. Here is my church choir, the first one. I did a song with my choir. The second one is another artist. The third song you see here is the Ebola awareness song that I did in 2014 when Ebola hit West Africa. And then in 2020, 2020, when COVID-19 hit Liberia, I was the first to produce the first awareness song. So the slide here, I'm going to just permit me to cause a very small noise in your ears, and then just for you to see something. It's a song done by me. So because of time, we cannot play the entire song, but this song is being done by my choir and myself, and it's me you see there leading the song, my church choir. And this entire song from scratch to finish was done by me. I did all the music work, all the arrangement behind this song. So I'll give you another one. So that was the first Corona awareness song ever produced in Liberia. And it was produced the very day Corona was pronounced in Liberia. I went to studio and did this song, did the video the next day, and it was on YouTube, and it is available on YouTube. So passing on my legacy, what I've done in the music area is that I trained some young guys to be able, because I knew that my activities in my job would not allow me to continue to be a full-time recording studio engineer. So I had to train people who would do it after me, and then that can be able to continue to provide the service to society. So I was able to get 3 young guys, very well-trained, who are in different parts of the country, strategically located. One is in central Liberia, one is in the capital of Liberia, Monrovia, and then the other guy is in the eastern part of Liberia. They are all contributing. So the photo here shows Aaron Tomukwena, who is in Nimba County, and then Emmanuel J. Riggs. He's called J. Riggs, popularly known as J. Riggs. He's in Bangladesh, Central Liberia, and then Ezekiel Demin, popularly known as Phillips, is in Monrovia. These are well-known and top producers of music in Liberia. These are guys that I brought up from scratch, who knew nothing about music, and I brought them from where they were to where they are now, and making impact to society and improving the music industry in Liberia. In 2015, I established the Cyprus International University. The story about the Cyprus International University is very, very much interesting. It came out of the Ebola situation, when we discovered that the health system in Liberia was very weak, and that we did not have the trained manpower to be able to contribute to fighting Ebola and other diseases that will come after Ebola, like 2014, 2020 in Liberia, Corona, COVID-19 came. So by starting the Cyprus International University, we were able to train, to start training a lot of people. And interestingly, more than 75% of students in this university are on scholarship. Now, the scholarship is not being paid for by anyone. The school is founded by me, and I have said people should come to school as long as they want to come to school. Young people should come and prepare themselves for the future. So you see that there's a huge burden of how I can raise the kind of finance or funding to be able to support these guys and to keep the university running. The university is accredited by the National Commission on Higher Education of the Republic of Liberia, and this is the seal of the university. Like I said, there is no money. The institution has not been able to raise funds to pay instructors. So I work other areas, I do other jobs, raise money, and then take that money from my family and give to the school so that it serves as a subsidy so that teachers can continue to get, instructors can get salary to continue to teach. As of now, there is no outside support. So everything is either a few dollars the school is raising plus what I have to provide to pay the lecturers to keep the school. In 2018, I became the first Liberian to award the security sector scholarships. On February 10th, which is the Founders Day of the university, I was able to award 100 scholarships to the security sector. So about 87 members of the Armed Forces of Liberia, that's the military, the police, and the Liberia Immigration Service are currently enrolled and going to school free of charge. Some of them will be graduating in December this year. That will be the second commencement convocation of this university. The photo you see here is a photo with few of a mix of them. I think you see those in the blue are the police, and then the military guys, and then the immigration guys are behind here. This morning I had gone for class, though then in this photo I was serving as Minister of Agriculture, or I had to go to teach. So after class this morning, we did this photo in 2019. So the same day we did this photo. What you see here is the convocation, the commencement convocation of our first commencement convocation that was done last year, February. Interestingly, you see that all of our students who are in the security force decided attending the commencement using their uniforms. So you will see them there seated in their uniforms. And these are people that we are making to be able to protect Liberia. The reason for the scholarship to be given to the security force is that in Liberia, when there is disaster, the security guys have to be at the front to control movement and all those kinds of things. Interestingly, you see that a lot of them did not have training to be able to face these different disasters. So we thought that it was necessary to provide the opportunity to train people from the security sector who can be used to take the lead to guide their colleagues in times of disaster on what to do. In 2019, I also provided 117 scholarships to young Liberians to go to the university and learn sustainable agriculture. Being a former minister of agriculture of my country, I also learned that there was a need for us as a country to put ourselves together to increase the level of trained manpower who will provide extension services to farmers. So the purpose of this scholarship was to train these guys, and then we strategically selected them from different clans, and we took 3 students from each clan in the central region to go to the university and then go back to their clans and provide the services, extension services to the farmers in those areas based on what they are being taught in the university. So all 170 slots are occupied and students are studying. In 2019, I also founded the Liberia Commodities and Smallholders Farmers Empowerment Enterprise. Why? The purpose was to provide extension services to farmers and then also be able to help farmers with tools and inputs to help them ease their farming activities and do it in a better way. And then also, in some instances, look around, see how we can find loans for these farmers to get equipment to do their job. So we have been able to give support to a lot of farming groups in working in the area of food and tree crops. Among the tree crop projects, we are doing cocoa, and then rice being our staple food. I've worked with the young people and with communities to ensure that we spend more time helping rice farmers and improving rice farming in Liberia. So this is one typical working day where the farmers usually will go to work. And this day I decided to take a visit to this group one side. So here I am standing in the middle with them. So I serve as Minister of Agriculture, like I said. So the lady here you see is the FAO country representative assigned in Liberia, United Nations FAO country representative. And here you see me, we are in the field. Several times I had to go in the field to let the people know, to change the idea of the Minister of Agriculture sitting in the office and not knowing what is happening in the field. To make sure that every time I'm in the field to get to work with the county agriculture coordinators, the district agriculture coordinators, to encourage them to go to the farmers to provide services. During my time as minister, I stayed more time in the field than you could see me in the office. This day was a day I had gone to launch the harvest of about 200 hectares of farmland done by the guy who is facing me here, and here I am in the middle. I want to launch this because earlier I went to launch the farm, and then the harvest was ready. I had to go back to launch that. So here is a photo of me with the group, and then you see me with this processor trying to harvest some of the rice. Also, I worked as a minister to also provide services to the people. I had to go out to other countries, do other things, talk to other countries, friendly countries to help our country. And I brought in this just to link it to when I had to leave office as Minister of Agriculture. So I left Turkey, came back to Liberia, and I was told I had to go immediately to China, where we had the China-Africa Trade and Economic Expo. And I had gone to represent my country and to speak to investors, to attract them to come to Liberia to invest in agriculture. Right after that conference, I stayed in China. I did not return to Liberia. I was staying in China when I was relieved of my post. So I ran agriculture. So I came to Liberia. The photo you see here is a photo that was taken when citizens decided to welcome me back home after I was sacked from citizens who have felt the impact one way or the other, who have felt my impact, who know what I stand for, who know what I want to do. They decided that, yes, since there was no reason, he did not corrupt, he didn't commit any crime and was removed, we need to make him feel proud of his service to the government. So they came to welcome me. So here I am. Right beside me here is my wife. So you will see the picture clearer from this end. Here is my dad, and here I am during the program when citizens were welcoming me back home for good service. So now, to conclude, I believe that service is more than money. I believe that when I die and people are able to show what I did, my spirit will be happy. People who knew me will be happy. My children will be proud of the life I live. So I have never in my life placed money over anything. I've always placed service over money. My life completely I have lived just for others. What I can do to make the difference? Because in the first place, young people who are coming up in the community, in the society, look at those of us who are ahead. And if we are not careful how we live our life, we become disappointment to those young people in our society because they look at us, they watch us, and they want to be like us. So we have to do everything to make sure that at all times we put the kind of legacy, we leave the kind of legacy that people will want to remember for life. So frankly, though I have served all these times, I can tell you that I have not been saving money. Do you want to agree? Yes, because as I get money, I spend on others. I want to see how many people I can impact. I've just told you that in my university, there are more than 75% of the students who are on school. So I believe that service gives meaning to life. When we live for others, we will be remembered. So this is how I can give you a picture of what I have been doing in my own little corner in Liberia, how I've tried to impact society. There are a lot of things we've done which we cannot say because we have a very limited time and we have to give people the opportunity to be able to also give us their view and their thoughts on how we are moving with life and what we can do, what they think we can do to improve what we are doing. So I'm very happy again to have been contacted by AIU to be a part of this very important symposium and to say something about my legacy, what I have done in Liberia and across the world and how I've impacted lives. And this is where we are, and I'm sure that we still have to do more. I'm just 45. If God agrees, 3 score and 10, I still have 25. His grace, I can have more than that. We have to continue to live so that when that day comes, that legacy remains for others to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgana, for sharing that. It's very inspiring, everything that you're doing in your community. We had somebody in one of the earlier presentations that was interested in opening a school, and I know that you mentioned that you were able to do that. What were the steps, or how did you get the funding for that?
Okay, thank you. Again, I did not wait to get a lot of money before starting. I had worked for a few years, and the little amount of money I had saving, I decided to use to start. So again, like I've said, practically, there has been no outside funding from anywhere. But I have worked with communities, I have worked with my team. Good teamwork matters in this case. Openness and transparency matters in this case. Every step along the way, those who are working along with you must know how the work is being done. They must know where there are challenges. They must know where there are successes. So during times of challenges where I'm unable to pay them their salaries upfront, they say, don't worry, we know it's going to come, because they know that we try to leave it open. So I've done everything, organizing the students. We do agriculture projects, farm, and then from the produce, we also sell, and that helps the school. And then we have other activities that we make sure we give opportunity for people who want to volunteer to teach few courses, who are qualified and working and don't really want salary. If we can find 2-3 persons, we allow them teach few courses. So those are the ways we have been doing it. And that's how we started it. Up to now, the institution has grown, and we are even open to people, to partners, to people who want to partner with us. So I have not been lucky yet to get funding from anywhere.
Right. And you mentioned also that you give scholarships to young children. So what is your goals as far as these scholarships for the next?
The quality of education in Liberia needs to improve. And if you have most of the young people not going to school because of the lack of funds, then the country is heading for danger. So I see that there is a need to reduce the percentage of illiteracy rate for the future now by starting to contribute to building the capacity of these young people. And that's why I'm doing it, so that now in the future, they are able to do something. As I speak to you, most of my students who graduated from the first batch work with the Ministry of Health. Some of them are even providing some support to the World Bank on some World Bank projects and all those things. Now they are able to contribute to society and then take care of themselves. So that is the dream. Produce more people who can help to. I also put into them that as I'm doing to you, it will be good for you to do to others. And that is going to help to increase the number of young people who will become educated in the country.
Yeah, I think that's been a common theme with mentorship, that a person mentors a group, and then that group mentors more people, so that we can kind of recreate that model and everybody helps each other. So what is next for you, Dr. Mogana?
So currently, the university is running. I'm still ensuring that I make it better. So I'm going out there now, forming partnerships, trying to look for international accreditation to give it more meaning, trying to put the university online to begin to offer few courses online, trying to also at the same time, I am still supporting government, even though I was taken from government, but currently I serve as a technical consultant, a special technical consultant to the National Commission on Higher Education, actually looking at data issue at the National Commission on Higher Education. trying to see how we can organize education data that people can get the kind of information when they need it in Liberia. So the university runs. I do a lot of other things, and I still feel happy to continue to do this as long as I have life.
Great, that's very great, and I'm sure there's more great things to come. The floor is now open. If anybody has a question for our presenter. Are there any questions?
Hello.
Yes.
My question is putting up the structures for the university. What are the challenges you have faced along the way, and how have you been able to cope with the government of that time in acquiring your license to establish a university institution?
First, let me tell you strictly that it was not an easy thing to get the license. In the first place, people thought that this is something that this young man cannot do. Who is he? A single guy who's just coming up in his community. This is not possible. He cannot do this. So it was not easy to get the license, but commitment to it. And I kept letting them know. At one point, when I visited the National Commission on Higher Education at that time, the Director General then told me, why not just continue to run your program, just run some certificate programs and give the students certificates? And I told him, this is my life. If I don't succeed with it and die, I will never be happy in my grave. And that's how he looked at me and said, wow, you are so serious about this? I said, yes, this is what I want to do. So you have to let them know that you are really committed, and people must see your commitment. Eventually they will follow. About the structures, up to now, we have acquired land. We are still leasing building to run the programs. We don't have our own structures yet, though we now have blueprint and we have acquired the land. We have 536 acres of land that we want to use for the program. And we are looking around for people to join us so that this can become a very big thing in Liberia. But we don't have our own structure yet. We are leasing some structures that we are using for our classes.
Okay, in addition to that, how many faculty are there in the institution?
Currently, there are a little above 150 faculty members. And the least qualified person has a master's degree.
So my advice would be, why don't you list it on IPO for other shareholders to contribute so that you have a firm or a well-established institution that will grow faster than the way it is.
I wish I can get in touch with you at this meeting so that we can take the discussion further from here to learn from you more on how we can go about doing that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed.
All right.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Alex. There are sometimes determinations, I see it when people try to make determination an objective in such a way, like, for example, you try all your efforts in a way to make something work, but your society does not support. So what Mr. Mogana suggests in this kind of situation? I don't think maybe you understand my question.
In question time, right?
Yeah. So in a society where, if I got you, the community is now willing to receive what you want to do. What I learned is that it might be that the community has not understood, or the community has not gotten to know the value of what you want to do. So you have to work over time to let the community to see the value. Once the community begins to see value in what you want to do, they are going to join. They are going to follow. Then that was the case with me. When I started, I came down from 200 students to 12. After 1 year, people discouraged the students to leave, that it was a fake thing that was not going to work. But I spent more time on the radio. I organized a team of students. We went in the communities to do cleanup campaigns. We did waste management projects to make them know our importance. And at one point, the city government contacted us, and our students started working with the city government to clean the city and set the place up. And that turned the whole thing around and started bringing students back. So you have to let the community understand the value of what you want to do. As long as they don't know the value and what they are going to benefit, they will not go for it. But when they get to know that it has something that will benefit them, you see them coming in. And that what has happened to us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That was okay.
Yeah, I also have a question.
Okay.
This is Simon Sire. There's a saying that no pain, no gain.
Mm-hmm.
So far from any struggle that you have undergone, which pain did you undergo to get this achievement? I'm like asking, to get this, to reach to this achievement, there is a proverb which goes, no pain, no gain. Which other pain? Which pain did you undergo? Also one, but there is going to be, there is something that we learn in living. There is a pain that we leave behind. What pain did you undergo to get this?
Thank you. The first pain was a pain of rejection.
Mm.
The community rejected the program. That was the first
How
pain.
did you overcome? Mm.
Where, like I told you, started with 200 and then came down to 12. Where opinion leaders in the community were reaching out to the students and telling them, this is a fake program. As they usually say about AIU, you know? And I tell them, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Barna, did we lose you?
No. I'm on, except I just know that just as he has hint that when you have pain of something, when you have lost, there is also a way of restoring. Much as like he has said that he went to the radios, he went to advertise with the students to tell the community the value of the institution that he had established. But now that, which strategies did he use to make sure that when these parents were now bringing their children to school, how did he, which trick did he make convince the public that really the institution is authentic for the public consumption?
I think we lost Mogana. I think he lost connection.
Yes, he's been disconnected. He hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Sarah, can you repeat your question? Because he was disconnected.
Yes, so he asked about the pain. And I said that the major pain that I went through was the pain of rejection, where opinion leaders in the community were reaching out to the students to tell them that this is a fake program, do not go there. And they discouraged the students, and enrollment dropped from 200 to 12. So I had to work overtime and be strong. Since I did not get high blood pressure, I'm not sure I will get it anymore in my life.
Oh dear.
Because every day I could feel that pain. That's the most serious pain I ever experienced during this process.
So
Yeah,
I
and
was
I think
asking,
that's
how
where
did you
the
heal up from the pain?
Go ahead, Sarah.
I was asking, how did you heal up from the pain? How did you convince the public, the parents later after healing up from the wound, after advertising, and now the parents were able now to at least again bring the children? How did you convince the public now that the institution you have established is authentic for the public consumption?
First, like I said, I had to let them know that they had something in it. So I worked with the students and we reached out to the city government, and I gave the students over to the city government to help with waste management projects. That was one. Two, I organized conferences and invited community leaders to attend the conferences free of charge. I worked with the students. We did surveys. We did some studies in the community and presented the results to them. Three, I was able to make sure that I organized a special program, a special certificate program for 6 weeks, which was free of charge. And I opened it to high school graduates. And when these students came in and did the 6 weeks program free of charge, while they were getting ready for graduation, for completion of the program, we now informed them that those of them who had interest in coming to the university will get scholarship. So we saw most of them coming over. We fought hard. The biggest achievement was when we had the first commencement last year. Of course, at that time, we already got our accreditation from the National Commission on Higher Education, but they were still saying it was fake until we had the commencement. The commencement broke the record and defeated the argument that this program was fake. Then, after this commencement, later on, a few months later, I was invited by the National Commission on Higher Education to serve as a consultant to them to work on giving support to the country when it comes to education, higher education data management. So the argument about the institution being fake or authentic, all those things now, that argument is over and people now have trust and people are coming over and people are going to the school.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is where the passion part comes in, Mogana, because obviously you didn't give up and you knew that your program was valuable, whether it had accreditation or not, because the kids were learning. And so that, I think, really demonstrates to people that's where the passion part of our legacy comes in. So great work. Thank you for that. We have time maybe for 2 more questions.
Okay, this is Michelle Haman. Hello.
Cabinet.
Okay.
Moses, you have a question?
Yeah, it's not something like question, but like I just want to raise that issue. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead. We hear you.
Dr. Mogana, and I've listened to your presentation, and your experience is a learning point. And I'm from Sierra Leone, and we are living just in the same Mano River Union. And how can we share this experience so that people in Sierra Leone can gain from your own experience by sharing your as an experience sharing, as I stayed in Freetown, so that we can able to work together to build the Mano River Union as an educational grant for the people.
My brother, I'm willing to work with you to ensure that we can improve the Mano River Union. Sierra Leone is just right next door. We can meet after this meeting and we can start some activities. I have been having a plan to actually internationalize my university by carrying branches to other countries. So maybe it's good to start with working with you to see how that works.
Great. That's one of the
This-
benefits of online. Connect with many people. We have time for
just
one
a
more
question.
comment. Emmanuel?
Yes.
A question. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. This is Senyo Online calling from Ghana.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I ask my question?
Yes,
Yes,
Senyo, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. I want to congratulate Dr. Mogana for his excellent presentation. He has challenged me a lot in terms of the presentation that he has made. And I want to find out from him, being a politician, I've realized that looking at his characteristics and his personality did not fit so well into the politics, the body politics that he has found himself in. I believe that was why he was finding problems with the things, his association with people. And now that he has gotten himself into the business that he's doing, how will he use that experience to be able to leverage on the skills and expertise of those that he has met whilst he was in politics, and then build up on his career? The second aspect is that he has lived for others and he has sacrificed for others. When will he work for himself and enjoy the fruit of his labor? Hello?
Ghana, did we lose you?
Hello?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think as we were waiting for the facilitator, they say always heroes die and leave a legacy that gives a celebration to the people he has fought with. So much as he's struggling, he's making his best to make sure that he's doing something for the public, in one way or the other, he's also doing something for himself, because as the community supports him, and also with the political aspect that he has been a persuading man in the field of politics, he has been at least able to benefit something and for himself. You know, as you're doing something for others, there's something others are also benefiting you about with. So you don't need to say, when will I do for others and for myself? You don't need to, you cannot work alone to make something that benefits yourself, but you work with others to get something to benefit yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, we lost Mogana. Thank you guys, everyone, for participating today.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
I'm sorry that I left the line again. Yeah, so I'm in touch with a lot of guys, especially those in the agriculture sector, on how they can give me support, because I'm using agriculture as a means of raising funds to support my university. So that's why I gave the number of students who are doing agriculture have to do their practicals. So from because we are able to raise, do some work and raise some funds to be able to support our university programs. So I'm talking to colleagues who I met before when I was in government.
Hello?
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 Michel, Haman, go ahead.
Michelle, yes. About the accreditation, we thank you very much, Doctor, for your presentation and for your courage, doggedness. Accreditation, you are in West Africa, a member of ECOWAS, for the 15 countries, I think, plus Mauritania. Your accreditation in Liberia, is it recognized by other African, West African countries?
Yes.
Okay, if a Nigerian student goes to your university, attends the university and gets his or her degree, coming back to Nigeria or going back to Ghana or any other West African country, can the degree obtained in your university be recognized by those other countries?
Yes, in fact, with a master's in public health from Liberia, I went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana to do PhD.
Okay. And then for lecturers,
yes,
because I know in Nigeria, you can get lecturers who can come and teach in your university, organize programs that can raise funds for the university and help also in increasing the number of beneficiaries of your scholarships. I don't know if you have made move to reach out to other countries, universities to get lecturers from outside Liberia.
Yes, in fact, the current president of my university is a Nigerian. He's a professor from Nigeria.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
That is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Mogana, for your presentation, for your contribution, and for answering everybody's questions. We'd love to see how you're contributing to young people's lives with the university and all the great things you're doing. Edward, do you have any final words?
There's Kabine Moses has a comment or a question.
Yeah, thank you. It's just a comment because I heard Dr. saying that he's moving his university with agricultural production, and I'm saying let's just liaise together and we can build, because in Sierra Leone, as far as I'm concerned, I also have a lot of land which we can use for agricultural productivity and then support each other. It's just the issue, or that is why I post my contact so that we can talk and discuss detail after the symposium. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I will check for your contact and make sure I just get it.
Yeah, I also have a comment.
So I just want to say that Kabine wanted to say that he's a landowner in Sierra Leone and wants to get in touch with Mogana.
Great. Yeah, remember also through everybody's platform, you do have my AIU LinkNet, which is kind of our own personal Facebook page where you can create profiles and also interact with other AIU members. I think that would be a great way to interact. So it's through your page, through my AIU. You can find my AIU LinkNet. So make sure that you create your profile so that it allows you to interact with other people. We've had amazing presentations today. I think we all leave here very inspired. Thank you so much to all our presenters. I know it's late in a lot of parts of the world. Thank you to everyone that participated. Edward, any final thoughts?
I was left out.
Edward?
The only final thought I had, from what I'm taking away from this is that I've heard things like integrity, humility, responsibility to apply to ourselves. But my vision is to have like a society, a culture that's humble, curious, responsible, giving, things like that, that it's more than just people, that it's the community has that inside of them too.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people said, a lot of the presenters, that it begins with them. And it's true, but it begins with each one of us. So to be our best versions, and then we're able to create opportunities for other people when we're at our best. So that's what, at AIU try to do through everybody's program, is for them to really experience that exponential growth daily. Not just when you graduate, but that every day you're your best version, because every day is an opportunity that we can take advantage of. I mean, we've seen all of our presenters, they faced obstacles, but instead of stopping there, they kind of drew inspiration from that. So I think we all be very inspired with. So thank you all for coming. The recordings will be available and we will share with everyone. And we'll see you at our next symposium.